Hi everybody. Let's jump from the Mind Unleashed and uncover the potential. This is basically saying the Pentagon doesn't or cannot account for $8.5 trillion. So this is by Scott Paltrow. We have an answer, or rather non-answer. Apparently the Pentagon has made use of $8.5 trillion of our tax money handed over by Congress in 1996. But don't ask what was done with the money. The Department of Defense doesn't have a clue. Let me reiterate. $8.5 million passed on from 1996 currently, and they, being the Department of Defense via the Pentagon, cannot account for this money. Folks, this is a huge amount of money. $8.5 trillion. Let me see if I remember how this works. Okay, so let's see if I can do this for you. $1 million allows you to basically buy everything you need at once, and that's it. Covers you basically for a good amount of time. Maybe you and your family, depending on how you allocate it. $1 billion hopefully can cover 1 million people with those needs. Hopefully in one city. $1 trillion, ladies and gentlemen, would have to seriously be able to take care of an entire, I'm going to say, continent full of people for that amount of time. It's a millions, I believe. I believe that's why they tried there. I think that mathematically works itself out. I don't know. So, this is basically the way I understand it. $1 million gets you the idea to build the device to go to planet, I don't know, A, let's say. Let's say it's a tropical paradise, planet A. $1 billion gets you to build it. But $1 trillion would get you to the planet. Yes, I am dropping a Prometheus kick here. And to be able to take with you a crew that can also go there with you. And these guys have misplaced $8.5 trillion since 1996. Audits of all the federal agencies were mandated by beginning 1996, but the Pentagon is unique. It never has complied. In almost 20 years, the Pentagon has never accounted for trillions in spent, in part because fudging the numbers, is standard operating procedure. Well, you know how it is, people. The $1,000 toilet seat, this and that, and everything else. According to investigation, employees by the Defense Financing and Accounting Services, Pentagon primarily accounting agency, were routinely told by superiors to take unsubstantiated change actions. These plugs, which accounted to falsify the books, were used to bring military figures in line with Treasury when discrepancies couldn't be traced and accounted for. Folks, doesn't matter what spy movie you've seen, this is totally what happens. There are so many black projects, so many research groups, so many various things. These guys can't account for it all. And it doesn't matter what part of the bill you're talking about. I mean, right here they're talking about, this is befuddling the rest of us as 581 billion budget that last year was more than a total of 10 times the biggest spenders combined, including Russia, China, and even Saudi Arabia, whose military budgets made up 10.7% of the total GDP. In fact, the U.S. budget was full one-third of the entire amount spent on defense worldwide. And if the DoD is this concerned about losing money to budget cuts, and this is what it basically leads to, perhaps it should consider tackling its own systematic irrationality to discern what precisely 8.5 trillion in taxpayer funds has already paid for. I'm not going to go into this much, folks, because it's all going to be this person, that person, and these people and that person. But this is insane, folks. 8.5 trillion. Now, the number might be less or more. I honestly don't know. I'd have to see it from the White House or someone that's got a little bit more edge on the finances. But this is just crazy to lose and not have accountability of that much money. I mean, we could have set up bases on Mars, the moon, several other locations, and even have the travel back and forth to do that on a weekend basis with that kind of money. And they just lost it, supposedly. Can't be accounted for.